All right, in just a second, we're going to open up the floor. Interestingly enough, Dennis, halacha does not require you to stand when the aron is open. It's only an image. You are permitted to sit when the aron is open. I'm going to open up with the first question, and then we're going to start taking questions from the floor. Mr. Prager, how would you rate American Jews' relations and outreach efforts to other faiths? How would you rate Orthodox Jews' efforts in particular? And finally, how would you rate Orthodox Jews' relations and outreach efforts to non-Orthodox Jews?
Okay, by the way, I told Rav Yitzchak that he should also feel totally free. I know a lot will be addressed to me because I'm the outsider, so to speak, so I understand that, but I want to hear his comments as much as I want you to hear mine. That's a very important issue about the outreach issues, and I didn't quite understand, compared to other religions, you mean other religions' outreach efforts, or outreach to other faiths? Oh, I don't think we should do outreach to other faiths. I think we should do outreach to the unfaith. To someone already Christian in America, I just want you to be a good Judeo-centered Christian. As the Christians of America have been, the Liberty Bell has a pasuk from Vayikra. Most Jews don't know that. It's unbelievable to me. I bet 1% of Jewry knows that the Liberty Bell has a sentence from the Torah. Yes, proclaim liberty through all the inhabitants throughout the land. And it's from Vayikra of all places. I mean, you know, the founders of this country read Leviticus, which is more than you and I could say. Although, not true for me. I'm teaching, actually. I'm teaching Vayikra right now. Anyway, so we should outreach to the unchurched non-Jew. Of course, I much rather them get their ethics from the Torah than from their heart or from the New York Times editorial page. Of course, it's not a shiloh. That I've said for many, many years. As to outreach within Jewish life, and by the way, a lot of Jews talking about that, a lot of religious Jews will say, Dennis, very sweet, it's fine, we have no problem accepting a Ger Tzedek, it's not an issue, a righteous convert, of course. But our first battle is to keep Jews Jewish. I have said since I am a kid, and I started lecturing at 21 in Jewish life, and that is, you can't now address the unaffiliated Jew somehow removed from the population at large. The only way to get the unaffiliated Jew today is to have a general broadcast, I don't mean radio broadcast, a general transmission, because they're part of the population. You can't have the following is addressed to all unaffiliated Jews. It's not possible. The unaffiliated Jew is with the unaffiliated non-Jew. So the case for Judaism has to be made persuasive for anybody, whatever they are born. That's very, very important. You can't just have, especially some of the old emotional ones, well, it's the 614th commandment after Hitler, posthumous commandment after Hitler, the 614th commandment is do not assimilate. It's not going to appeal. They're being appealed to me born 3 years after Auschwitz. I'm going to be a Jew because Hitler wanted to exterminate Jews, as Professor Michael Wishigrad of City College of New York said brilliantly. He said, why don't Hitler try to wipe out stamp collectors? Are we all obligated to take up stamp collecting so as not to give Hitler a posthumous victory? It's the most illogical argument I've ever heard. Be Jewish because Hitler wanted to exterminate us. That is, to the contrary, it's a negative argument. Oh, they want to exterminate us? I'll leave. Have a great day. I mean, isn't that a more rational reaction? Frankly, I don't want to be part of the people that they want to exterminate. So you can't use those emotional arguments. You have to make persuasive arguments. This is a better life. God chose the Jewish people. You are part of the chosen people. Then, et cetera, et cetera. Those things work. I know they work. I've been complimented as a major source of kiruv. I know they work. They work on the radio. They work in writing. They work between neighbors. Now, one final word about intra-Jewish kiruv. And here is a sense, probably more sensitive to some of you than anything I actually talked about, and that is Chabad. I know that there is sometimes, not often, but not always, I don't know if often or not, I don't know, sometimes a tension between normative or Misnagdish Orthodox world and Chabad. I'm sorry for that tension. I don't assess any blame. I don't even care. But the trick is to ask what can be learned. And there are two things that can be learned from their success at outreach to other Jews. Two huge things. One is they truly exhibit a love of Jews irrespective of where that Jew is halakhically. It's an unbelievable, I have tested them. They really, while they are very strict halakhically and would ideally like everybody else to be, in the core of their soul, they do not measure Jews by their halachic practice. That is not always the measure that one gets from Misnagdish regular Orthodox outreach, where the whole point is to get you to do more mitzvahs. Chabad does not send that message. The trick is to get you to be Jewish, not to get you to be Orthodox. That is the most successful approach to take. I want you to be Jewish. Where you will go from there is your business. My task is to get you to do one mitzvah now. Whereas in Orthodox outreach, I don't know it well, but it had been, and I'm sure it's changing for the better, very much the agenda is clear, we want you Orthodox. The second reason for their success is my favorite subject of all, happiness. A Chabad Shaliach who is not happy is sent back to Brooklyn. This is not well known. I have investigated two things. One, the Rebbitzins have to be good looking, or she is sent back to Brooklyn. And the rabbi has to always be laughing and smiling, or he is sent back to Brooklyn. That's the rule in Shliach world. I found secret documents. You cannot imagine how important a smiling, happy disposition is for religion. People flock to happy people. The happy person can be selling gobbledygook and people will buy it. Because, and for good reason, by the way, for good reason, if your religion is so wonderful, why are you so dour? There is nothing more ineffective than a dour Orthodox Jew, a dour evangelical Christian, or a dour Muslim. A happy religious person is the best selling point of all for his or her religiosity. Thank you. Okay, fine. Rabbi Karofkin asked me to call on people again. Brevity doesn't matter. You can make a statement, doesn't have to be a question, but it has to be brief. Sir.
This is to you, but it's also for Rabbi.
I'll repeat the question.
It says both in the Talmud, both things. It says, Rashi Yetzirah, Rashi Torah Talmud. I created the Yetzirah, the evil explanation, and I created the Torah as the anecdote. But it also says.
Antidote.
Sorry. But it also says that same Torah that I created to solve the human frailty problem, that same Torah for some people is a Samachayim, and for some people it turns into a Samamavis. That same Torah, the same halacha, the same pasuk and chumash, if it's taken by the wrong person, it turns into poison for the person, and for the other person it turns into a light medicine to heal the Yetzirah. So therefore it's not the Torah, it's not the halacha, it's the person and his ego.
Well, I think we tend to agree on that, Rabbi, right? Said that, yes, the Talmud has a number of places where it says what I quoted of the Vilna Gaon is obviously not in the Talmud, but the notion that the Torah can be, as I quoted the Vilna Gaon, could be like rain, bringing poisonous weeds or beautiful flowers. For some, it is a drug that is cures, and for others, it's a drug that kills. So it's the individual. Fine. But I'm saying that you don't want a 50-50 rate. If halacha is a coin toss, Some will be better, some will be worse.